Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of Telia Misfits. It has been 2 weeks since our last game, and well, I've honestly missed this, guys. I've honestly missed this. I am here joined with my wonderful, wonderful players who do not destroy towns. No, 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 obviously. Um, Sir Catastrophe, say hello to the crowd.
Hello, crowd.
Yes, yes, yes. Also, we have the wonderful Ocean X,
That's me.
the amazing Raining Blade,
Hello.
the fantastic, fantastic Savian,
We did it, Patrick. We stopped the blood pact.
and the possibly quite drunk Spyro Proxy.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna make a different sound every session.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know. I'm used to that. So I am not going to be the one who does the rundown of what happened last session, which was 2 weeks ago. I am passing the ball to our wonderful Raining Blades playing Demir. So, Demir, what happened in our last session?
Oh, by the gods of blasted! Oh, that was just a. Oh, okay, let me start from the beginning. Okay, so after we had, within reason, we had rescued this wind dragon from basically captivity and torture by the Pathfinders Guild in town, and upon releasing it, it seemed to try and take revenge on the Pathfinders, just to begin with. Nothing too drastic to begin with, but it basically raised a good portion of the town while sending a tornado to try and basically destroy the headquarters. In the aftermath, at least, we were able to send some of our colleagues to go and retrieve the scroll, the whole purpose of which, Greater Restoration, that we went out to see this dragon in the first place, and we were able to restore Imris back to their proper age. Although, unfortunately, I still find myself 20 years older, and as you may understand very soon, 20 years wiser. Because afterwards, Imris's master contacted them via their familiar, and basically requested that requested is probably a bit too lenient of a word, demanded that Emeris return to them and their training, while having many mental conversations to try and figure out our way out of this situation so that Emeris wouldn't have to return to their terrible master. Two members of our party, Callahan and Terry, decided to have I don't actually understand what they were trying to accomplish. They were doing some sort of mass, and then it just resulted in them just attacking the bird with spells. The whole setup seemed a little bit pointless, but regardless, we were able to dispatch of the familiar and thus not be spied upon, although Emerson's master Albion, still knowing what transpired, demanded that Emrys return to him anyways. In the meanwhile, we were trying to figure out how to get not only out of that situation, but out of a blood pact that two members of our party, Emerus and Kyoho, had got themselves into, despite assuring the rest of us that there was definitely no blood pact. And so while debating all the different options available to us, Kyoho had the idea of, oh, hey, why don't we just go ask the dragon to solve our problems? It owes us a favor. I'm sure that won't end terribly whatsoever. And for some reason, the rest of the party was like, why, sure, that sounds like a great idea. Let's go get the dragon who just decimated a portion of a town to go solve another problem for us. And so even though we put it to a vote and I was very staunchly laid out my arguments against it, everyone else voted to go see the dragon, and being the sheep I sometimes tend to be, I just kind of went along with it. And so we went and saw the dragon, and we basically told the dragon what happened, and Oh, lo and behold, surprise, surprise, the dragon went and raised a different town up to a portion to try and kill Ivy, who was the one who put our companions under the blood pact to begin with. We discovered this upon arriving in the town, and we technically don't even know if the dragon was successful in killing Ivy. For all we know, Ivy was able to escape, and we basically just slaughtered many people and decimated an entire portion of a town just because two of our party members wanted to go solve their blood pact, and everyone thought the city destroying dragon was the best way to accomplish that.
I don't think I could have put that any better. Thank you, Demir.
I would like to state that I put off
This
suggesting going to talk to the dragon for a while.
this was
because I-
Demir's
I'm
version.
the one recapping. You can just.
This was
It's from my
Demir's version of events.
I mean,
Your
Yeah, that's right.
opinion does not matter in his memory. Apparently. But yes. Regardless of who came up with the idea, of who voted yes or no, the dragon did indeed raise a part of Westreach. The dragon did indeed. Kyoho, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Okay. Right. And Spyro's the one who's tipsy. Good. It's a good start for the 2 week after the 2 week break. So after the destruction of part of the northern edge of Westreach, part of the Seven Rocks area, the slums, and the not just the slums, but a part where also regular folk lived, and a little bit of the wall of Hightown as well. After all that was destroyed,
just a little bit. Little bit of the wall.
just a
I
little
can
bit.
emphasize that a little bit it was.
After all of this casual destruction on behalf of a dragon who was trying to uphold her end of the deal, you decided to stick around and aid in the relief effort. Feeling guilty, at least some of you, feeling guilty about what happened and wanting to help. The relief effort is not something that will be done in a matter of hours or even a day or two. It is something that will take some time. You will be helping people injured. You will be recovering bodies from under debris. You will be trying to clear said debris for possible reconstruction. You will be helping however you can over the next 4 days. So, I have a question. During those 4 days, all of you get the chance to either focus solely on helping out, or split your attention between helping out and doing something else that you wish to do during that time. I'm going to go one by one, and you're going to tell me what you wish to be doing during those 4 days. So, I'm going to go in order. So, Callahan, during those 4 days, what have you been doing?
So Callahan would have spent pretty much the entire day, or would normally spend all of his spell slots going through it, but he is very curious about Envy or Ivy. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Out of curiosity, is my contact still around? I think his name was like Sneezy or something.
Jackson was in Feywave.
Did I not have another guy called Scratch? Oh no, sorry. Scratch was the name of the
Name of a drug, yeah.
Sorry, it's on the same little
Jackson was the one that sold Scratch, and he is in Feywave.
Brilliant. You gotta love my multiple drug dealer friends.
Here in Westreach, your only contact, so to speak, like quote unquote, would be Mama Dahlia from the
Mama darling.
Don't
yeah,
forget Frankie.
and Frankie
Frankie.
from the whorehouse next to Dina's apartment.
But
Oh
you're
no.
you're
Were
not
they,
gonna make me. You're not gonna make me visit Frankie, are you?
I'm not gonna make you do anything. You tell me what you want to do. I'm just telling you the information.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I don't know. Is there anyone? Oh, damn it! I was hoping I could go last. I kind of want to see if anyone in the group doesn't have many healing abilities and would be interested at all in trying to find out if Ivy survived or not.
You can ask them. Anyone that will be interested in searching for Ivy.
Otherwise, I just grab Emrys.
Emerald will come along.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll role play this because it is a role playing game.
Mm-hmm. Is
Hey,
it?
tis indeed, baby. Hey, and can I talk to you real quick if that's okay, just to the side?
Oh, yes, of course. What do you need, Callahan? Do you require use of my powerful psychic abilities? Have you finally decided to switch your allegiance to the dark gods?
Yes and no in that order, if that's all right with you. So let's be real. You don't have any healing abilities.
No. My abilities do not specialize in the recuperation of the physical body.
And to be frank, without looking to hurt any of your feelings, anytime you tried to bandage me up in the past, you more or less ran around with a pair of scissors and a bandage, and you didn't hold the scissors properly when you ran. So, how would you like to be on Team Ninja?
Team Ninja?
Team Ninja. Team Shadow Ninja, in fact.
You have my attention.
Thought that'd get you. All right, listen here, Shinobi. And if I can, I'd like
Where
to...
do what do these words mean? Shinobi. Is this an Oni word?
It's an Oni word. It's something that only the most covert, most dangerous, and most cunning individuals in all of where I'm from are called.
Yes, that certainly does describe me. And you as well, with your many connections.
It is. It does indeed. They'd have another word for me, but we won't get into that. Would you be willing at all to maybe ask around? Stay safe, obviously. Don't walk down any alleyways. Try and keep us up to date and posted. Try and figure out if you know where Ivy is. Any other information you get on us in terms of their whereabouts.
Yes, I can certainly attempt to accomplish this. I'm sure my abilities to probe the minds of weaker individuals will allow us to gather some information regarding Ivy.
I would appreciate if you focus on weaker individuals. I know you can handle yourself, but let's not take any risks because at the end of each day, I'm going to be tapped out as far as my mall magic, all my mojo is involved.
Yes.
And if you...
We also wouldn't want to be caught off guard when...
No, a shinobi is never caught, by the way.
Of course, but we know that someone is coming after us, after all, and we wouldn't want to be caught in a bad place when they do catch up to us.
My thoughts exactly. So for this mission, if you choose to accept, and I hold out my hand for like a fist bump or something.
Emrys seems like confused, but then the Emrys mage hand, which was just like kind of picking up some small rocks, like to help somehow. Just like drops the rock and comes over to like fist bump back.
A little extra, a little weird. That's what I love about you. Okay, dismissed. Team Shadow Ninja.
Of course, Shadow Ninja leader.
That's me. Okay, I'm gonna go heal some people and do some good.
That is-
You
Yeah.
do you.
Yes, keep up the good work of your Shadow Ninja covert operation shinobi things.
Galan just makes a mental note to maybe reconsider using terms like Shadow Ninja and introducing those words into M's vocabulary.
I will say it is very adorable. All right, Callahan, since you are focusing on your healing, you don't just use your spells. You also, I assume, you also do some medicine.
Yeah, I just blast through them. I am. If Frankie is dead, is there any way for me to check?
You
I
can
prefer it if he's alive.
you can search for Frankie. So you go to the whorehouse?
Probably, if during the week, if I make my way in that direction, then yeah.
Sure. All right.
If he or does he pop up in any like medical camps?
As you
Unharmed.
during the week, as you are helping people, fixing up injuries, setting bones, and of course giving the dead their last rite. And I will say, during that week, you've been finding more and more dead bodies under the debris. The piles of the dead are stacking up. But during that time, you do find a familiar, very, very big human with a shaved head, few tattoos, and a derpy looking face, who seems to be getting his leg bandaged up.
Yes,
Again.
Frankie, baby.
Hi!
I'll go for the big hug. There's nothing gonna stop me. I don't care what's happening. Slap my boy up with the cure wounds if I need to. Anything that makes this boy happy.
Yeah, apparently he broke his leg, and he turns to, I broke my leg. I was sleeping during the thing, and then I tripped on a rock and twisted my leg. And I broke my leg.
The hero.
Frankie, they don't make him like you anymore, baby. You know I love you, man.
Oh, I like you too. And he gives you that big bear hug, like crushing your bones underneath your chainmail armor. Just, you're probably gonna need some healing for yourself after this, but yeah, he gives.
Helen weeps tears of joy.
Yeah. You also see not far, you see Mama Dahlia, who is also, she seemed to have survived as well. And she is angrily talking to a couple of girls. You come to realize, after some conversation, that the whorehouse itself wasn't completely destroyed. It is salvageable, but a few of her girls were lost in the attack, which was very annoying to her. Very annoying. And at one point, she does her, if I ever catch the fucker, that fucking dragon, I'm gonna fucking strangle it.
I'll leave her be. She's clearly preoccupied.
Yeah, no. She is very, very, very angry.
I don't know. I think if there's ever in that case later on during the week, if there's like a break in activities, I'll take Frankie out for an ice cream or something like that. But that's about it.
All right. So do please do a medicine check with advantage because you're using healing.
The power of Frankie on my side. Let's go,
The
boys.
power of Frankie. By the way, I legit rolled to see if Frankie was alive.
Oh, I figured you would, and let me tell you, I did not have high hopes. I've been sitting at home the last 2 weeks thinking, "Oh God, poor Frankie."
I think Frankie's hurting your medicine checks more than he's helping.
Yeah.
I'd look at those rolls.
Yeah, you turn to Frankie and you go, hold this man's arm while I set it, and he just breaks it in another place and just it went pop. That's
Alright, well,
Frankie.
I probably won't bring him on anymore expeditions.
Well, at least he's alive. Now, Emrys. I assume then that as Team Shadow Ninja, you are solely focusing on exploring the destruction and trying to find any traces of Ivy?
Emrys has been given a mission as a shinobi, and Emrys will complete this mission.
All right.
So yeah, Emrys is gonna Emrys is gonna kind of go around asking questions about who survived. Probably not like openly asking about Ivy that much because given her identity,
Mm-hmm.
even if they did ask, people would be unlikely to give a proper answer. But just trying to get an idea of people in that area who might have survived, and also will be expending a few spell slots to use detect thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
just on any kind of people of interest who look kind of more thuggish and might have connections to Ivy.
Okay.
Just not the probe deeper, just to see if anyone has any surface thoughts of Ivy, basically.
Okay. Roll an investigation then.
All right.
Oh,
20.
damn!
Coming back strong.
Team Shadow Ninja.
Emrys is the true shadow.
Believe it.
Emrys said that
Fuck you,
they're
Seth.
going to succeed no matter what.
Yeah, that's their ninja way. That hurt. All right, so you go around and you make almost a list of the people that of noteworthy people that were killed. Not that you knew anyone, but you learned that a lot of the people that worked for Ivy were in fact in the Silver Tongue or in the surrounding area, and the dragon was quite thorough in that area in general. Not a lot of people survived, and as far as you know, the last sighting of Ivy was indeed at the Silver Tongue before it was turned into a crater. However, there is something that you overhear / detect with your spell, that while Ivy hasn't been spotted, someone else that works for Ivy has. The one called Grim has been seen exiting town.
Which one was Grim?
The one with they used that collected your blood and that used the mental that Ivy said could also use mental communication.
Probably the one who did the blood pact. Okay. Do I know anything other than just that they were seen exiting town?
With just the surface thoughts and with your information, that is about it. You know that Grim seems to be alive and somewhere, but nothing about Ivy.
Okay.
All right. So that is what you do.
At some point, Emrys will relay this information to Shadow Ninja leader Callahan.
I'm gonna say it'll. You'll save it for for the end. The end of the
sure.
week. You find this information more near the end of the week, the 4 days. Demir, what have you been up to during these 4 days?
Demir is almost exclusively helping out with the basically rebel cleanup and just assisting however he can with whether it's his Oni strength or using like Maximilian's Earth and Grasp to help move stuff. So he is almost exclusively focusing on that. However, since since you can't overexert yourself all the time, you got to have some mental break too. I also want to take this time to create a level 1 a scroll of Featherfall.
A scroll of Featherfall. That would be a first level scroll, correct?
Yeah. I don't know which rules you're using, but I know for like Xanathar's Guide to Everything, I think that's the equivalent of 1 day and 25 gold pieces to craft that.
I'm using slightly different rules. I'm just checking how long it would take you. All right, so it would take you 2 days. No, sorry. Yeah, it would take you 2 days and 60 gold pieces.
Ooh, 60. I cannot afford that, so I will just solely work on restoration and helping out.
Okay, so if that, yeah.
Demir asked for any money, or
No, Demir is not talking to anyone.
oh, never mind.
All right. Demir, roll, since you're using Maximilian's Earth and Grasp and you have Oni strength, so you can easily lift a lot more than your strength would allow. I'm going to say roll just a pure intelligence roll for your magic control-y thing.
Alrighty.
Okay. You try your best and you do help out as you can. You do a decent enough job at relieving a lot of the woes and recovering bodies. And you do also lead in a little bit in the relief effort, in like directing people to where they should, because of your analytical mind, you can more or less see where some weaknesses are. So you do play around with the field, so to speak, and you do a decent job. And now for our resident monk, Resident Kensei. Kyoho, what are you doing during those 4
I'm
days?
gonna help move Rebel and try and fix this mess.
Okay, roll a athletics then. Remember, you guys do have your hero points if you do wish to use them. It's completely up to you. I assume you won't use them.
Be a hero.
You don't have to use them if you don't want to. I'm just reminding you that you do have those.
I know.
All right. So you attempt to do the job. You're more built for speed and agility, so you do a good job in at least spotting where some people might be because of your natural perception as well, and just your awareness of the surroundings. But it is tiring work. You don't do as much as you hope you would have done during that time.
Yeah.
And finally, we have the dwarf Terry. What are you doing, dwarf Terry?
In addition to helping out, Terry will try to speak with the mirror, but if the mirror doesn't want to speak at all, Terry just backs off.
Demir is just kind of like, no, he's too pissed. He's not talking to anyone.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So
Terry will do something else.
Okay.
If that's okay. Terry will go to a place where no one can see him, and he's going to try to understand his newfound warlock powers.
Okay, so you're gonna spend the 4 days between helping and practicing your powers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So roll an athletics as well, because you're helping out with the debris and whatnot. The DC is going to be higher because you're not spending the whole day. Okay, you do not. You accomplished about as much as Kyoho. So
Okay. It's better than nothing.
yeah, your help, like, it's those results don't mean you don't help. This means you don't help as much as you wanted to. You do at the end of the 4 days. You do have that feeling that, like, I could have done more. I could have done more. But
Not only do we destroy the town, we also suck at helping out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You know what? Can I use my hero point?
You
I think
can.
this is a hero
You
point.
definitely can if
Okay.
you want.
I will use it.
All right, use that hero point
I
then.
feel bad for not using my hero point.
I'll allow you to use your hero point if you
Okay.
want. If you want, Sev. That is up to you. Do you want to
All
use
right.
your? Okay. So
Okay.
you two, strong Oni and burly dwarf, as you see the mirror give directions, you turn and you see Kyoho carrying these large chunks of rock on her shoulder, like they weigh nothing, and Terry right next to her carrying a couple of wounded back to the tent where Callahan has been working. You've been doing a stellar and amazing job, both of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
At least that. Okay.
And
Now that's a hero
So-
point
so-
well spent.
So I actually, so towards the end of the time period,
mhm.
seeing if Terry wanted to approach Demir towards the end or something like that, like seeing that Terry was, along with Kyoho, was doing like a bang ass job helping out, like Demir would probably be a bit more open to like talking if Terry tried again.
Yeah, Terry, you can go.
Would you allow it?
Yeah. Go talk to him.
Okay. So Terry approaches the mirror. You can see he's embarrassed. He's like that old man, looking around, trying to build up the courage. And then he approaches the mirror and says, "The mirror, you were right, and I'm sorry I didn't listen to you."
Thank you for that. Demir just kind of keeps doing what he's doing. Not really looking at Terry, but he responds.
Okay, that's good. Terry continues. But there's something that's been troubling my mind. It's Emrys, that wizard, Albion. He said he would be here in a couple of days. I think he's in danger, Demir, and we are all in danger.
Technically speaking, it's just Semris that's in danger, but I understand that it is very not the best of circumstances.
I think we need to leave. And I'm telling you this because I know you feel especially guilty among us.
There's still more. There's still more. There's still more to be done, Terry. You say that you understand that, and you say I was right, and you feel sorry. But I mean, so what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to just leave?
I think we can do better next time. I think this town, we have done a lot, and yes, you are completely right. There's still a lot more to be done. But if Emrys were to be captured, or if that wizard attempted on our lives, why would we stay if we can't do right the next time? if we would
what,
just die.
You just suggest that we run away, we play a game of cat and mouse, escaping, so that to try and
I'm not saying
delay
that.
the inevitable from Emerus getting tracked down and hunted and taken in by their all-powerful master, while we simply hightailed and run, just like we did with Fey Wave, where we say, "Oh, well, I guess we just got to move on, and things would be better without us." And it's just, sorry, just
No, I understand your frustration.
I understand. I understand, and just think about it. I can tell that at least you and Kyoho seem to be, and Callahan, I suppose. I don't know where Emerson has been off. I'll think about it.
That's all I ask. I'll see you later.
Farewell. Demir goes back to his work.
Mm-hmm.
And Terry just continue the work.
All right. At the end of the 4 days, you are gathered around the campfire. Actually, no, the wounded soldier hasn't been destroyed. If you do wish to stay at the wounded soldier, you'd be taking beds away from some refugees, but you definitely can for a good price. It's a higher price. Otherwise, you'll just.
I think we'll be staying outside. I don't think we'll be taking beds from refugees.
All right. So
I'm fine camping out. Yeah.
yeah. So you're
Bad luck. Yeah.
you basically have a camp, a tent. Your 2 tents outside of the destroyed area, in a safe place. So you're gathered around the campfire, and Emrys, you just learned about this information about Grim as you return, and you see the other ones there as well.
Shadow Ninja, I mean, Callahan, I have some. I've gathered some important information, and this may be of note to everyone else as well. Everyone's kind of approaches the group, sits down by the fire. I've been investigating what might have happened to Ivy and her associates, and I have discovered that what has happened was quite thorough, and it is unlikely that Ivy is still with us. However, what was her name again? Sorry.
Grim.
Grim. However, Grim, the magic user who may have powers linked with the mind, likely she is the one who formed this blood pact, although Ivy spoke to us, so it may have been Ivy, I'm unsure. But regardless, Grim, this sorcerer of sorts, under Ivy's group, seems to have survived. There have been people who have seen her fleeing the city. Now, I'm not saying this because I believe that we should hunt her down or anything of the sort. I believe that we have seen the results of that sort of thinking. However, learning of the consequences and the results of what we have unfortunately caused is important. So I thought it was important to share that while I hope this is the end, there is a chance that this pact has not entirely disappeared, but we won't know for sure until or unless we are contacted. Or I suppose if some sort of magic removal is used as well. I'm not entirely sure how this particular spell works. But regardless, now that the one she was working for and the reason she had to contact us at all is gone, we would hopefully, myself and Kyoho, be in the clear of this.
I have a question for the DM. If I were to cast Detect Magic, could it detect the Blood Pact?
Roll an Arcana to see if you would know that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you actually don't know anything about blood magic. You know it
Okay,
exists.
okay.
You know it exists, and you know it involves using blood as a conduit for something. But with that roll, you don't know actually anything specific about blood magic. It might work if you want to use detect magic, but otherwise.
Okay, I'll cast it anyways, since I have... I can cast it freely.
Okay. So you cast detect magic, and you immediately feel magic coming from Kyoho's sword. And Amaris, you had dagger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Amaris's dagger. They're the only real magical sources coming from them.
I have magic armor too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
And someone has a magical crossbow as well.
I
Somewhere.
think Demir.
Demir's, I think, holding on to it.
Yeah.
He hasn't
So,
been using
so
it. But
Terry, you actually detect magic from all of them, but not like an aura around them. It's just coming from stuff they're wearing.
Those items. Okay, so Terry thinks for himself, wow, they are pimped out. And he just throws a log on the fire and keeps quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Demir, by the way, is within earshot of the conversation, but he is not grouped around the fire with everyone. He's reading. He's...
All
Oh
right.
wow, I wonder why.
All right. All right.
That was out of character, yeah.
All right.
Kyoho's staying probably
Well,
more quiet than even usual for her.
Oh.
So that's the information I have to share. Callahan, have you found anything of note? I believe you were also sharing this top secret mission with me.
Well, I can't say I found out much. I mainly focused my efforts on healing the people that we've brought so much danger to. And I look towards the mayor and just go. On that note, I have my own pride. As I'm sure everyone else does, but we fucked up, man. We should listen to you. I want to just put that on the table. I know you're not talking to us too much right now, but I just want to say I am sorry. I don't know if there's anything we can do to make it better. And I turn towards Emerson. It's like I try kind of helping, maybe looking into kind of like the criminal side of town, making sure nothing goes off. Which at that point would have since I was really into the medical part, I have noticed that anything untoward was happening with any of the medical gear?
With your passive perception, just
25 now.
yeah, 20.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! You see Maul in the sky.
You stare into the abyss. It's
Yeah,
actually just Callahan looking back at you, being like, "Aha, 25."
Jesus. No, with your
Demir claims to be the one who reads minds, but Callahan is.
yeah. Just for reference, for anyone watching that doesn't know what a 25 means, the average passive perception in everyone seems to be around 12, 13. And then he has 25. So he sees everything around him. Everything. With your passive perception. Yes, everything. With your passive perception, you did spot a few unsavory characters that try to, at one point, extort some of the wounded, or steal from them, or trying to take some medicine, but they are not undead, so you will not destroy them. But
I was going for anyone at home who's curious
fucking
why I have
observant.
such a high. There we
Fucking
go.
observant. But you immediately put a stop. It's nothing. None of them were people that wanted to put up a fight. More of them were just scavengers and opportunists. But when the armored doctor with a mean look shows up, they skedaddle. So, but there is some crime. It's still the Seven Rocks, even if it was destroyed. So, yeah. Yes,
How many
Doctor.
rocks back there left? Will it be renamed to 3 rocks?
So, from what you know, the whole Seven Rocks thing came from the foundation of the city. At the time, there were 7 rocks that marked the 7 different areas of town. They have been long since been built over, but the name just stuck. So, in general, there is some crime, but you
Have any of those rocks been uncovered from the town and buildings being razed?
One of the rocks has been uncovered.
Nice. I love
Nice.
it.
It's
Hope
the
there's a church there
one
we can
rock.
visit later, guys.
Nature is healing.
Yes. But other than that, you guys are all gathered up. You guys are all having these conversations, making apologies, making amends as best you can, delivering information. And as you're eating some soup that you've prepared, you hear the sound of horse hooves. And when you look, you see a carriage that seems to be coming out of Hightown, in going down the Sun Road in your direction, because you're camping down around that area. And as the carriage comes to a complete stop next to you, the door opens, and Emeris, Demir, and Kyoho, you see a familiar face
Oh boy.
from your past in Westreach.
Shit, the dragon rat us out.
You see a man with, you see Arthur Dane with his rugged good looks for a man reaching his 50s, his hair slicked back, but
The legend himself.
other than, well, before he did have a clean shave, but now he has a bit of a kempt mustache and a bit of a soul patch, and he also has something that is very striking, an eye patch over his right eye. The man comes out of the carriage, and you see him put on this feathered cap as he climbs down the steps, and you see he has a limp as he walks, but he still continues keeping his better than you posture that he always has. Arthur looks at you, at all five of you, well, at the three of you that he knows, mostly ignoring Callahan and Terry, and then you see him stop on Kyoho and smile. And then, weirdly enough, it appears like he is winking, but since he has an eye patch, he's just blinking. And
So
She's glaring at him.
sorry?
She's glaring at him.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing like a demure wink where it looks like he's just blinking.
Yes.
Like, awkwardly.
He took some tips from the mayor.
Yes, it's the abjuration magic. But as you see Arch Abjurer Arthur Dane look between you, he stops on Emerus and he smiles. Good evening, Emerus, wasn't it?
Good evening, Arthur. It has been a while. I'm very glad to see you in one piece after I've heard of your encounter with that beast.
Nothing I couldn't handle, nothing the best healing money could buy could handle. Although I will miss the eye, but they say scars are a man's badge of honor, don't they? Well,
Of course.
either way, Emerus, you are highly sought after. And sought after by some very powerful individuals, very dangerous individuals. I trust that you know that.
Yes, I have heard.
Now, Albion, my colleague, he is not a man who takes, or often takes interest in other people, especially not those that aren't masters of the arcane like myself, which was why I always found it very interesting that he would take an apprentice. That said, you seem to be very valuable to him. So valuable, in fact, that he asked me for a favor in returning his unremarkable student to him. A favor between archmages often comes with high prices. They are high prices. They are not often made willy-nilly, as they say. He stares at you while smiling.
And do you intend to oblige this favor, or do you intend to seek for yourself why it is he holds such interest in me?
Oh, little Emerus, and he walks over to you. Are you sitting down or are you standing?
Emerus is still sitting down.
Okay. He walks over to you and you see him. He looks around and covers up his nose a little bit with his sleeve as he walks past you, and he sits down next to you before. Well, first he waves his hand. Some of the dirt from the debris that you were sitting on gets cleared away, and he sits down and puts his arm around you, around your shoulders, and he looks up at the night sky and goes, "Ah, you're a clever one, and remarkable as you may be. You are indeed a clever one. I am a very curious fellow. I am quite curious about you. Well, more curious about what you mean to Albion than anything else. But in the end, curious enough that I might reconsider taking up his favor, which would have honestly quite benefited me in my research, so you can count yourself lucky that I'm even giving you this chance, because honestly, I do feel like imprisoning you right away and taking you back to my manor, warning Albion and making sure you stay put until he arrives. Now,
I am very thankful for your kindness and your openness to possibilities.
oh yes, I am quite open to several possibilities, and you see him look towards Kyoho and smile at her. Several.
She's going to move a hand onto the hilt of her katana and continue glaring at him.
Ah, how I enjoy that one. Quite the friend you made there. Well, listen. I do have to take my leave right now. I will have to deal with some business. However, I will be returning tomorrow. And, actually, you know what? This might be entertaining. You've clearly are done with your work here. So, here's the deal. I have a proposition for you. And he speaks louder so that everyone can hear. You and your friends are invited to a ball I am throwing tomorrow at the Duke's Palace in Hightown. A bit of a charity kind of deal for, the poor little people that were affected by the disaster.
Very generous of you. As expected.
Of course, of course. He still has his arm around you and just squeezes a little bit and ruffles up your hair. There, we can talk and discuss matters more clearly.
I very much look forward to it.
Good, good. I look forward to making proper arrangements. Now, I believe that I am the only one, and I do mean the only one, Emerus, that can properly hide you from Albion, properly keep him from taking you.
I do not doubt that.
Good, good. You are indeed smart. I was right about that. Now, if you do not show up at the party tomorrow, or if I receive news that you attempted to leave town, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will deliver you to Albion personally.
Of course, I wouldn't dream of missing out on such a generous and festive event.
Good, good, good. Good. You do know how this works. Every master has a school of magic they are weakest at. Albion's is divination. He always has been horrible at using the school, but that is not my weakness. So, and he slaps you on the back, pushing you forward a little, and he stands up. Ah, yes, of course. Before I forget, this ball is with the nobility of the area. You would do well to dress for the part. It would be a shame if you were turned down at the entrance. And, of course, he looks at Kyoho. I would very much like to see some of you in, well, more formal clothing.
I'm sure we will be able to look our best for this event.
Of course you will. You can find several good tailors in Hightown. They are still in business. They weren't affected by And he just waves his hand like dismissively. Just, all of this. Now, good evening. And he tips his hat to Kyoho. Gives a nod to Emerus. Looks
Back.
looks at the mirror. Doesn't really nod, but just looks at the mirror for a moment. And then turns around and walks back into his carriage. And then he just drives away.
The first thing that the mirror has said all night is that he's muttering under his breath, probably quiet enough that only Callahan can hear it. And he just mutters, "Prick."
I just want to point out that Terry and Callahan, you've never seen Arthur.
I was just about to ask everyone who the fuck that guy was.
Yeah.
Seems like a nice guy.
Callahan that entire time was probably just like, what the fuck is happening?
I was trying to like use my perception to try and figure out if I can see like on the back of the collar of his shirt his initials or something like that.
Your passive perception has confirmed that he is an asshole. Very clearly.
When
To be fair, I don't think you need a 25 passive perception in order to tell that.
No.
Nobody else
It's
knows.
it's not even, but it's not even passive perception. It's insight. The perception is just that good. But yes, continue, please.
When Arthur put his arm around Emrys would have kind of looked over to Callahan, just kind of given him a nod to stop Callahan, like who was most likely about to get out a club or something.
I was actually just running through my spells.
Yeah, I saw like the guiding bolt come up on.
I accidentally clicked that one. I was like, "Ooh, there we are."
Yeah.
In case it comes up as any value, I now know glyph of boarding as well, so we can just.
Oh
know it.
damn!
We all know how like clutch that spell is.
You just put like a post-it note on the back of Arthur's back, and it's a glyph of warding.
Wait, glyph of warding is a cleric spell too.
Yeah, baby.
Apparently.
Check out that copy and paste.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway.
So yeah, once Arthur's gone away, Emrys just kind of looks towards everyone. Emrys looks kind of a little bit relieved in a way, but also kind of curiously looking towards the others. Well, Callahan, that may have been your first time meeting Arthur.
Oh, Arthur Dane.
Yes, that's Arthur.
That makes so much more sense. I didn't know. Terry, do you know this guy? I've never met him before in my life. Oh, I've been hearing all these stories.
Do I know?
You've never been to Westreach.
Okay. So
You can roll.
no,
But since you're from the area in general, you can roll a history to see if you've heard about Arch-Abjurer Arthur Dane.
The amazing grand mage.
Oh, Nazca.
Stop!
But Nazca, thank you so much for the 2 months. You're lovely. Didn't know you were around. 20.
After Arthur Dane, his name gets around apparently.
Yes, Arch-Abjurer Arthur Dane. You know he is a powerful wizard who also of noble blood, who has a reputation for a great deal of things, not all of them good. He's an elitist, misogynistic prick by all accounts, but also someone incredibly powerful who has a big track record of helping out the city of Westreach in all its magical endeavors. With that role, you actually heard that once he supposedly fought off a giant creature that threatened Westreach all by himself.
Yeah, he spits into the fire. Ugh. Yeah, he's a prick. I heard
He
about
is,
him.
he has certain character about him, but
He tried to use magic to mind control me.
yes, he did do
I want
that.
to be with him.
What?
Oh yeah, you didn't know.
Worry not.
When did this happen?
Under my protection, I'm sure that no more attempts to probe minds of yours shall happen.
Oh,
Well,
no,
uh,
I don't think that's a problem. The problem is, are we going to a ball in the middle of this crisis?
a charity ball, but Arthur is offering something very valuable, very valuable to me. Whether or not you would all agree to this is up to you, because this is something something that would benefit myself. But as you know, I do not wish to return to Master Albion, and Arthur is offering his protection. And protection from a man who is extremely skilled in the magic of protecting means a great deal.
From the sounds of it, for that protection, he wanted us all to go to that party, presumably because he wants to get me there to try again.
Well, you know it's coming this time, so don't drink the drinks.
Oh, I won't. But if he does try something, I'm going to try and cut his hands off.
Yes. If he
Can you conceal?
tries something, then, well, I'm not going to stop you from enacting vengeance. And I also won't let him try anything, as I did at the mansion.
I do like that this is an option where we can save Emrys and stay in the city to help repair.
Yes. We may be
Ramirez
spending
kinda just-
a day at this ball, which is one day less directly helping the city, but doing so will enable myself at least, to stay here, and by extension, will prevent Albion from searching for any of you in order to get to me.
What do you think, Demir?
Yeah, Demir, I'm willing to hear what you have to say about this one.
If it's me, and Demir's just kind of like still not really looking away and not talking to anyone, but he's just like, if it means we're able to stay in town and keep helping out, then that is certainly better than the alternatives.
Thank you, Demir.
He's still sulking.
I would not have gone along with this if not for your agreement, Demir. I understand now that ignoring the opinion of one much wiser than I and one much more generous than I is not something.
Save it, Imrys.
Yes. Right. Then let's. So this ball. Sorry. Did Arthur say the ball is tomorrow? Or is it now?
Tomorrow night. He will be returning to town tomorrow, and the ball is tomorrow night at the Duke's palace.
I was beginning to wonder, like, do we have to sort out dress like tonight?
No, he gave you a day. He gave you a day.
He gave us a day.
Right. after we have rested, we may want to make it a priority to procure some clothes to enable us to, well, fit in. These sorts of. Given my master had, he did not live in a large city such as this, but I have attended occasions such as these, and we would not be very kindly regarded if we were not attempting to show that we mean we are meant to be here.
Yeah, in general, while Albion never went to parties, whenever he needed to attend and didn't want to, you would go.
And Annie would have probably like had guests and
Yeah,
very
yeah. Lots of people seeking for his help and being told to fuck off often.
Yeah.
Albion is certainly no Arthur.
Okay. I had something to ask about real quick. A side ability of one of the artisan tools that I have a skill in.
Mm-hmm.
I can make 6 gallons of drinkable water as part of a long rest
Okay.
with my brewer's supplies.
Okay.
So, it's probably not a bad idea when we're dealing with a crisis, right?
No, it definitely helps. Like you don't generate the water out of nowhere, but you basically
No, I
purify.
just get
Uh,
undrinkable water.
yeah. You take undrinkable water and make it drinkable, and it's been helping out quite well during these last 4 days.
I would like to make sure to have some of that on hand
Sure, you can have a full flask of
So-
water.
so that I can have something to drink at the party tomorrow night that I brought myself.
Okay, you have a full flask of water.
Okay,
You
thank
still
you.
you still have some of the sake, don't you?
I do,
Yeah, because
but
I
I
don't
don't
think
want to be drunk around him either, even if it's not magical.
that's fair. Yeah, it's fair. But yes, anything else you wish to do tonight?
I think just getting that settled would be good.
All right. If everyone is
Terry, are you both? You didn't you didn't speak much to this suggestion. I know you haven't met Arthur before. Now you are not well. Arthur is most interested in individuals of the female variety. So most likely, as he did tonight, he will not make much efforts to interact with you. But if he does, it is important to take by my example, agree with things he says, even if things he says are, well, ridiculous, even if he's talking himself up. We are entrusting a future where I'm not captured by Master Albion and brought away from you all in this man's hands. So it would
Which
be
will probably end up being cut off by the end of the night.
well. He has already lost an eye and seemed to be having some trouble with a leg due to the fault of our actions. So we have already caused him some injury. But if you wish to cause further, then I will not stop you. Though please only do it if necessary.
All right.
Thank you. Right. Callahan, we may Emrys is kind of looking at the usually quite kind of, Callahan dressed. Just kind of looking over him. Callahan, are you familiar with more formal clothing at all?
Are you asking me if I can dress myself?
Well, yes.
Look, Emrys, I know we've been traveling together for some time, but I had a life before, and let me tell you, your boy's got game.
Well, I will be looking forward to seeing it then.
I'm not certain Arth will be interested in you.
Okay, well, you don't know what I'm going to wear, so watch yourself.
Damn, Callahan's gonna be the belle of the ball.
Hot pre-summer starts now.
Hot pre-summer. No, please,
Mark the day, boys. Mark
Oh
the
my
day.
please. Let's not coin such things. Please.
Team Shadow Ninja and Hot pre-summer is a go.
Fuck me. Okay. Okay. So you all go to bed. Do you have you been like standing guard during these 4 days, or just sleeping?
I mean,
I think so.
better than not having guards.
Yeah.
Demir's like
Watches.
Demir's a typical, like, I guess, routine. Like, the whole time has been like he's been like the last one to take guard, and so he essentially just wakes up earlier. So he's probably just staying in that routine.
Okay. You also do have alarms. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can
we
guess
have
alarm.
alarm set, and Demir's like, at least for the last portion, he's just waking up earlier just because that's like what he's been used to these past like
Mhm.
3 weeks we've known each other. So
Yeah.
All right. So
he's not like, yeah.
yeah, it's fine. So you rest up. You recover all your spell slots, and now you have shopping to
My
do.
spell slot.
Yes,
Spell slot.
your monk spell slots. Now you have some shopping to do if that is what you wish to do for said
I
party.
mean, I think we have to.
Yeah.
Time to get pimped out.
Yeah. Let me just grab my 1 silver and see what I can do.
Sorry. All
You're
right.
gonna have to perform for your money now.
Yeah, so
Sorry?
I guess like in the morning after we've all rested up, Emrys is gonna lead everyone up into Hightown,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, how many kind of clothing shops are there? Are they all like? I mean, I assume there's shops of differing kind of.
Well, there's a tailor. There's tailors. Some tailors do have some stuff they already have ready for fitting, and some make stuff from scratch. You can find some pretty good tailors up in Hightown near the palace and Arthur's mansion and whatnot. So you can easily find some place where you can buy clothes.
Do any of them have any experience with Oni style clothing?
Right. Let me see.
Both culturally and also Weetal.
The Utah is just a matter of adjusting for the measurements. And oh shit.
Just means I know Kyoho's skirt will be short. Oh, that's such a shame.
Actually, there is one of the tailors, one of the high profile tailors as you reach his shop, you see this man adjusting what seems to be a kimono on on a dummy. Like it's not a full dummy; it's just a torso. But he seems to be adjusting it, and you see when he looks for, oh my, fetching one, aren't you? And he starts walking around, not Kyoho, but the mirror. Just, oh my. It's been quite a long time since I've dealt with an Oni like yourself. Come here, come here, come here. And he starts pulling on your sleeve, and instead of putting you on a little stool, he just starts walking around you because you're super tall. Yes, yes, yes. It starts measuring you. It doesn't even ask you if you were there to buy anything.
Amir's head is
Remarkable.
just, like spinning, like stars going around. Like he's just like looking to side, like you see.
Quiet. Lift up your arms.
Tamir's just going along with whatever.
Yeah, it starts. Wonderful, wonderful. Look at this, and he pats the mirror on the stomach. Just hard as a rock, hard as a rock. You Oni, you beautiful Oni, and he pinches your cheek, then rubs one of your teeth. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I assume you're here to buy one of my wonderful clothing.
Yes, we are, and Tamir awkwardly looks over to Kyoho, finally having a sense of empathy to what she goes through.
Yes, beautiful Oni specimen, and another one there as well. And he starts approaching Kyoho. I can see you with some koi fish. Yes, yes, I like what I'm seeing. The rest of you can wait for a moment. Please step this way, Oni. And he starts measuring Kyoho as well. And eventually he does go to the other ones. And at the end, he has this little notepad. All right, so Master Dwarf over there, I do have something that might fit you. Let's see. For you, gentlemen, and he points towards Callahan, I have a rather sharp suit that I've been working on. It might do well with you. It is on the darker side. Probably should have been used more for mourning, but it might fit your style. And for you, it looks at Amaris. I do have this dapper suit that might fit you quite well, actually. I was going to. It was supposedly for a child, but I can modify it a little bit for you.
That will do nicely, thank you.
Yes, of course, of course. So, if you all are interested, I can cut you a little bit of a discount since I am selling 5 outfits. Let's see. I'll do it for 65 gold. How does that sound?
For us all?
Yes, for you all.
That
Sounds
sounds
a
like
lot.
a very good deal, thank you.
Yes. It is honestly a delight to be working with Oni again. You know, I spent some of my apprenticeship back in Woolgate. It was a wonderful time. It was 2 of the best months in my life.
Can I just ask, just real quick?
Mhm.
Normally, I mean, Demir normally wears like kind of robes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kyoho Does Kyoho normally wear like kind of Oni clothes?
Yes.
What does Kyoho normally wear? Okay.
She normally wears a less formal travel kimono.
Okay.
Yeah, Demir does not really. His outfit isn't really like Oni like origin. It's more so just kind of like just a general like
Wizard.
robes for really big people.
Yeah, yeah.
Wizard.
Yeah, Emrys is kind of looking at the Oni clothes, like very kind of curious. I haven't encountered many traditional Oni garb myself. It is amazing, these sorts of intricate designs.
Beautiful, stunning indeed. I like I like your eye for detail. Do you wish to have a kimono as well? I can maybe rustle up something for you.
May I?
Of course, it would be my pleasure. I love making kimonos. The people around here, they don't understand. They don't understand the culture behind it. They don't understand the beauty behind it.
Well, they must certainly be missing out.
Of course, of
So,
course.
quite amazing clothes.
Of course, of course. Come back at sunset. I will be. I should be ready with the final touches for the fitting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is Callahan with everyone, or is
Yeah. You're all together.
Callahan was
Okay.
off, so. Okay. Just like out of character money dealing stuff. Emrys has 46 gold. Emrys will pay like all of that, unless the rest of you want to pay more. How much?
Callum's gonna try
Could we
and catch up.
potentially
Sorry, yeah.
have it be put on Arthur Dane's tab because he invited us?
That's an idea.
Devious.
That's a good idea.
I think Emrys will want to pay, because this is kind of like on Emrys.
I mean,
Emrys is the party face, so any negotiation, Demir's just gonna.
Oh, how much was it? Was it 65?
65 for everyone. Yes.
Right.
All right. Well, yeah. So Emrys can pay 46 of that. So 19 more gold. Can anyone manage? Maybe.
I put 1 silver on the table. That's all I have.
I'll pay I can pay the rest. No worries.
Thank you, Callan. All right. I now have 0 gold.
All right.
Got the 19. Can I catch your man just as everyone's leaving with like a special request for my outfit?
Of course.
We heavy alterations. I might just write it out to you.
Actually, what I was going to say is when you return later, you're going to be describing what your outfit looks like. So
Okay.
you can save it.
All
You can
right.
save that for later. You can
All right.
can just say that you told the man, and I'll work with that.
Charge me
We
later.
all,
That's
we all had
totally
like a
cool.
private session with him to make our outfits.
Sorry.
We all have like a one-on-one, like
Yeah,
trying to
we-
picture.
Oh
no.
no. You don't have to go into very deep detail. Just generally what it looks like. Before that, anything you wish to do throughout the rest of the day, because this took the better part of the morning, so you still have the afternoon. Like anything in particular you wish to do before.
I think Terry's going to help out a bit more.
Okay.
Yeah. There's
Demir's doing the same,
still-
except he's not going to be using spells. He's just going to be using his raw Oni strength.
Yes, is raw Oni strength. I will say
because
this.
there's a chance that like an attempt at a hand cutting might happen tonight, and you're gonna want your spells for combat.
I will say this. I forgot to mention this before. Thanks to your efforts, you are highly recognized faces in the destroyed area. A lot of the people go to you for help. A lot of the people have been going to you for even just bringing you food and bringing you just water, helping you with stuff. They have been following your lead in general. You've gained quite a bit of reputation for helping out in your own different ways. Demir is known for just giving the right directions and using his magic to clear debris that others can't. Kyoho and Terry do the work of 3 or 4 men in one day, and Callahan is almost like a saint or a guardian angel to some with his magic. Then he starts talking about Maul and converting them, and then they just switch off, but they still adore him. But yeah, aside from Amaris, who is just there to most people.
Emrys would have been like trying to help Demir, but Emrys would have also been like going around to everyone and just like briefly talking with them about like basically like etiquette at the ball. Just
Uh-huh.
Kyoho, you've already spoken with Arthur, so I'm sure you know what he's like. But at this ball, there may be more people like Arthur, but overall, if you simply, as you normally do, simply keep to yourself, then you are less likely to be approached, and try to stay as far away from Arthur as possible to prevent anything bad happening.
That was my plan.
Excellent. Emrys like approaches Callahan next. Callahan, we have arranged suitable attire for this event, but you will also need to make sure that you are acting the part as well. In an event like this, this is not a religious gathering, so you may wish to not bring out
Emrys, and I just completely speak over anything they say.
Callahan,
I've been to balls before. I went to a few.
right.
Yeah, they were probably mall balls, though.
No, like real shindigs off in Wallgate.
Hmm.
Now, I wasn't necessarily.
Emrys is kind of nodding, but like very clearly, like is like I don't know if that's true.
I wasn't on like the guest list sort of idea, but I've been to these events. When I at school, my school had a ball once too.
Right. Perhaps if anyone asks, you could say that you're a bodyguard to account for your.
That's how I introduced myself at these events prior.
Right.
Don't worry, I've been studying the bourgeoisie and the nobility, right?
Okay.
I understand how to appropriately respond and interact with wealth.
I'll put my trust in you then.
And I'll
You
put my
seem
trust
to have,
in
you
Mal.
seem to have been putting some effort into this.
Wait until you see my outfit. And I give him a wink and I scuttle off.
All right. Emrys will approach Terry next. What does Terry normally wear? Can I ask?
Like a simple shirt with a jacket and some leather pants. It doesn't seem to wear any armor, but then you notice he has a chainmail. Scale mail, I apologize.
And
Sorry.
How does he generally kind of like keep himself? Is he a bit kind of on the messy side like Callahan, or is he like does he-
Like Callahan immediately just throwing him under the bus.
Callahan knows how to use a knife and fork.
I mean, he's not the dirtiest, but he's not the
it's kind of
cleanest.
average then.
Yeah.
Right. Emrys just kind of approaches Terry. Terry, I'm not as familiar with you as the others, so I'll just ask: how familiar are you with these sort of upper class events? Will you be able to handle yourself? Will you be able to avoid stirring unwanted attention?
I'll try. Be honest, I don't really like this. Last time I went to a ball, that's when we made the blood pact. But I'll behave. I understand the situation.
Thank you. I think you'll do fine. And finally, Emrys, if Demir's willing to, Emrys will approach Demir, but if Demir's just ignoring, then Emrys will probably just like try and help out around Demir.
Demir wouldn't like. Demir would just kind of be doing his own thing, like not explicitly like necessarily ignoring Emrys, but not really acknowledging their presence.
Emrys is just gonna kind of try and help out around Demir then.
Okay. So, you help out, you do what you can, and as the sun starts to go down, you go back to the tailor, where you get the last fittings and your outfits. So, let's start with let's go opposite direction. Let's go first with Terry. What does your suit look like?
Terry would go with a simpler attire, so just a penguin suit. I don't know if that's how you say it in English, but
Yeah.
in Portuguese we do say it like that. Okay, yeah, just a standard penguin suit.
Yeah, okay. So basically a tuxedo, right? Okay.
Yeah, a tuxedo, exactly.
Yeah, okay. So it's a tuxedo, smallish for a dwarf, so it's very staunch, and the tails nearly reach the floor. But looking dapper for a dwarf. It's not traditional dwarven clothing, but you're not a traditional dwarf.
Exactly.
Yeah. Kyoho.
Kyoho will be wearing a rather more formal kimono than what she normally wears.
Mm-hmm.
One that is probably a lot more conservative of a dress than Arthur Dane is probably looking for.
Mm-hmm.
That does a lot to not really show off the assets that he is so interested in, but still gives her enough maneuverability should a fight break out.
Mm-hmm.
And she is still going to be having her katana at her side.
All right.
And as the tailor was so enthusiastic, it does have a quite colorful koi print.
Ah, wonderful. And matches well. The color matches well with your red skin. Now, Demir.
So Demir is wearing a rather so he's wearing white kimono with a hakama over it. Down beneath that kind of like is like it's kind of like almost like a sunset hue, like fading like a yellow to like kind of a deep orange, kind of like the idea of like a sunset or sunrise. And Demir looks extremely uneasy and uncomfortable in it. It's like for anyone who knows or has spent the time around Demir, given like how he acts, how he talks, and what he wears, you wouldn't you wouldn't know he was an Oni except the fact that he's like 7 foot tall and red skinned with horns. So he's wearing kind of like traditional Oni attire, and he is very, very out of his element.
All right. Emerus, what's your clothing like?
On the contrary to Demir, Emrys has never worn traditional only clothing before, but Emrys is killing it. Emrys is wearing this bright red, like full kimono. It's with a kind of diamond patterned sash. It has very long fur-sewed sleeves, and there are these black and white cranes decorating all over the sleeves and the upper portion of the kimono, and around the neck as well. There's this kind of very extravagant white furred collar, just giving it that extra bit of kind of like dapperness.
Nice, very nice. Last but definitely not least, the surprise that Callahan has been preparing.
I'll describe the outfit first, but there's something I also want to do beforehand. So Callahan comes out in like a 4-piece clothing, so it's like a 3-piece suit. Looks all normal. He's got the nice tie and all that. A nice black cloth to it. 2 buttons at the bottom. However, his outfit has been inspired by the Japanese biker wear.
Oh no!
Got this big ass owl on the back, and and all along written in bone white script because he's a grave domain cleric. He has just like more or less the entirety of the Book of Maul, just all the passages scripted all across it. And his color is white to show that he is indeed a priest. There's also a bunch of like other colorful designs and stuff to kind of like sprucing it up, and it's all like done in like very glaring stuff. Fonts are crazy. Top line.
Is it all in Oni? Is it all in Oni?
Oh, it's in everything. He only knows the 2 languages, but it's in both.
Okay.
Some of them will be in comics, and some of them will be in Calibri, Times New Roman, Arial, both heading and body.
The guy did all this in an afternoon, by the way. More or less an afternoon, by the way. He's very good at what he does.
The best.
I do have to ask. Did Callahan style his hairdo to have a pompadour?
I didn't realize that went without saying. Of course he did. And no one else would probably notice this, but anyone who's traveled or spent more than 2 seconds with Callahan would probably notice that right where his left breast pocket is, it kind of protrudes a little bit.
Oh my god.
Can't go anywhere without the mini Book of Maul, baby.
Okay.
That are like, hey, guys, look what I'm wearing.
Callahan, that is
classy as fuck. I know, right?
What do all of these words say?
What do you mean?
Are these passages from the Book of Maul?
Well, obviously, you've read the book, right? Remember, I lent it to you.
Yeah. Of course, I've read it. That's why I recognized that they're passages from it.
Yeah, actually, that's fair. Yeah, that checks out.
This large. Is this an eagle on the back? This is a.
No, that's an owl.
An owl.
Like it?
Sorry, I just saw Demir's sketch up.
But you hear that incredible work, isn't it? Incredible. My tailors have been working non-stop all afternoon just to get all the words in. Granted, some of them can't actually read or write, but my directions, it worked. It worked. Look at you. Look at all of you. You look
Quite
beautiful.
an exceptional job. Thank you very much.
I don't think anyone has looked this well dressed ever.
Well, whenever you need clothing, and he wipes a tear from his eye, come to old David. I'll hook you up anytime.
I appreciate the hookup. If there's anything around the area that looks broken, can I cast mending on it?
There is a slightly wobbly chair.
Yo, I'll hook him up with the good chair.
Beautiful man. And he just pinches your cheeks and then taps you on the butt. Now go! Go and show the world the work of David!
We will do exactly that.
Ah. And then he looks at Terry. Good job.
It's a classic, okay?
So,
Emery's just kind of confidently strides out, kind of leading the pack.
So, as you leave you leave the pack and you leave the store, 4 weaves and a penguin marching their way through to the rather close by palace. You do attract a large set of eyes. You do find, well, first of all, Kyoho, you do find that, actually, Kyoho and Emerus, you find that the clothing you wear, although it's easier to move in than the super restricted stuff, compared to what you usually wear, it's still a bit restrictive. And the sword kind of sticks out.
Emrys isn't like, you know, this agile fighter like Kyoho anyway, so
Yeah.
and Emrys also normally wears like lots of robes, so
Mhm.
Emrys isn't that bothered.
If need be, I can untie the obi a little bit to give my leg more room
Yeah.
if combat happens.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
The
But
advantage of robes.
yeah, so you march on. Oh, by the way, what I wanted to say: those with armor, you're not going to be wearing armor.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Okay, so you can choose to leave the armor at David's. He'll keep it for you if you wish.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll leave it
David.
then.
Okay, so I just want to point that out because in terms of AC, if shit goes down, you got to keep in mind that you don't have your armor.
In terms of
Mhm.
AC, you know, at this ball, we're just going for a party.
Yes, but it's always good to keep that in mind. It's okay. I've had
Speaking
experiences.
of AC,
Listen, I know
Go on.
the mirror, but I've had experiences, and Spyro can attest to that, where things was just left to assumptions, and then shit goes down, and we're like, but we never said that, right? Right. So you march on towards the palace. And as you reach said palace, you start seeing that there are several carriages offloading passengers. You see several carriages without horses, as the horses are being tended to. And you also see several guards.
Oh,
Oh. Oh no,
I clicked the wrong thing.
there goes Kyoho.
Go!
No.
Like the koi fish on the dress.
Oh,
I'm
Kyoho.
not even gonna try my outfit.
There we go, Kyoho. Uh,
You have to play Arthur Dane.
masterpiece. Yo looks exactly the same.
All right. So, as I was saying, you continue on, and you see the several carriages. You see several servants that are made to wait outside, and you see several guards with different colored robes and tabards, indicating from different rich families. All of them waiting outside, but you do see the palace guards standing outside of the gates, looking at each individual that passes by. Most of them don't even stop the individuals, they recognize the noble faces. But when you approach, one of the guards looks at you, sees the motley crew that is before him, mostly focusing on the Oni, which are odd, and then Callahan, who's even odder, an even bigger oddity.
There we go.
Yes.
Staring in amazement, honestly.
Yeah, no, yeah. And
Never seen anything like it.
he stops you. Halt! This is a private event.
Yes, we have been invited by Arthur Dane.
You've been invited by Yadger, and he looks around. Then he looks again at Callahan. Are you sure?
Yeah,
That's
pretty sure.
correct.
Roll a persuasion, Amaris, with advantage. Because Callahan is
Emrys is so cute.
very confident as well.
Confidence is key to the success of any adventure.
He goes,
Okay, 22.
well, and he looks at the other guard, and the guard. It's not like it's the first time Sir Arthur has brought in some entertainment. Then he looks at Kyoho. I can see why you'd invite that one.
She's just going to glare at them.
And they immediately stand at attention, like, right, yes, go on, stay out of, wait. And he looks down and sees Kyoho's sword. Ma'am, you can't go in with that. Actually, all of your weapons need to stay here.
But this is part of my outfit.
I'm sorry.
That's sword, ma'am.
Yes.
Your sword can't be part of the outfit. It's a sword.
You're ignorant of Oni culture, I see.
Roll a deception. I'm quite curious.
Oh boy, I can't wait to roll terribly.
The race card has been played.
Wait, hold on.
I don't have my hero point.
I
used it
know.
already.
How do I do this again?
There we go. The return of the hero point farming with channel points.
Yes.
Yes.
There
All right, reroll
Okay.
because of that hero point that's a certain raining blades got for you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Thanks,
Okay.
RP.
Boom. Well worth it.
He goes.
Very
Oh,
Oni backing up fellow Oni.
yeah. He looks. I. Oh, it's a fake sword, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. You should have said that, lady. Oh, sorry.
I told you it was part of my outfit.
I'm sorry, but the rest of you, if you got any weapons, you gotta leave them here.
Emrys kind of raises the long fur-sewed sleeves, which could very easily hide weapons. I have none on my person, of course.
All right. Did you leave the dagger at David's?
Emrys has the dagger.
Okay. Where is Emrys hiding the dagger?
It will just be like inside the robes.
Okay. Roll a sleight of hand. See how well you have it hidden. Okay.
16.
Okay. So he looks at you, looks around. Oh, I guess so. Then looks towards the others. Looks towards the very, very, very weird Callahan. To him, he looks very fetching to me, but to him,
Callahan, who has a very obvious bulge in his chest,
yeah.
has been described.
Sir, you got any weapons?
Nope.
Wait, who's he talking to? Okay.
To Callahan.
Sorry.
Got any weapons, sir?
Nope.
Do you have any weapons?
None that I brought with me.
Okay. So,
The closest thing to a weapon I have is like the fucking crowbar.
wait. Do you? Okay. Question: do you have your backpacks on you?
I don't.
Demir
Yeah,
has his crusty spellbook hand journal, and that's it.
If David was willing to keep watch of the armor, I figured we'd leave our bags.
Yeah.
So they're safe.
He would keep watch of your stuff if need be. You made a friend
I
there.
bring like a block of incense or some like.
We
Religious.
made a friend in him.
All right.
Could I bring my thieves' tools in case that comes in handy?
Yeah, you can keep it in your coat. It's not a weapon, so he's not looking for it for that kind of stuff. All right, so you don't have any weapons. And it turns to Terry. Terry, do you have any weapons?
Oh no, not at all.
Okay.
It's a ball. Yes.
Okay. And Demir, you only have your book, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he checks you over. Right this way. You can just go up the stairs and just keep going, and you'll find a wall. There's guards there. He'll guide you the way, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening, ma'am, sirs,
Thank you.
child.
Thank you.
Emrys just kind of looks at them, but then continues on.
Okay. So you enter the Duke's palace for the first time, for the last time. No. No, you enter the Duke's palace, and immediately you hear this a bit of music in the distance. You hear talking, lots of chatting. That's not the music I wanted. That is a very, very not good music for this. Wow. I don't have it here. Damn it. Okay, so I'll just keep this. Sorry, I didn't prepare. I'm a bad DM. I didn't prepare the music.
It's alright.
Panicking. No. But you do hear people talking. You smell perfume, incense. It smells good. It smells really good. Smells like different flowers. And you start going in further. You go up the stairs and you see this large open hallway that leads to a set of double doors. Actually, two sets of double doors in the distance, and you see a guard nod and point your way. And I'm actually going to put you on the map because I found this map and I thought it looked cool for the purposes of this.
Just for the ball, you know. Just because you found a map doesn't mean that we're gonna fight.
Exactly.
This map is sponsored by battlemaps.org. Get all of your fighting goodness here.
That's massive preparing
This
if
map
we
is
decide
very
to
tall,
fight.
so for a while I was like, why is this map just black?
No, it's
I don't know. Maybe it's because there's more map.
it's a big place. It's a big place. So
Hey, look at all the people that we can kill unintentionally. Be a dragon.
Look at these guys.
all you guys need to do is turn into a dragon.
Look at this guy in the like fedora with the eye patch. Is that Arthur?
That is indeed Arthur Dane.
Our scout character.
Imagine if Massive
Oh my
went through all
God,
this effort and then we were just like, yeah, we're not going to go to the party.
Sorry, I'm just admiring these mysterious NPCs. Look at that knight, like above the.
I prepared.
This demon knight looking guy?
Yeah, this demon.
Is this a murder mystery?
Oh my god.
So, you guys,
This is a murder mystery. Oh man.
Arthur Dane's been murdered.
Where's
His
the mystery?
hands have mysteriously been chopped from his body. I wonder who could have done this.
Okay, so as you guys enter the hallway, you reach the door. It's basically just a set of double doors. You look and you see a man standing there. Good evening. May I have your name so I can announce you?
Emrys Olwen.
Kyoho Queen Kata Kamaru.
Looks at
Demir Volshnik.
looks at Terry.
Emrys kind of nods Callahan.
Terry. Was Terry?
Do you not have a surname, sir?
Not really. Or else I would have said it. Is that going to be a problem?
No, sir. No, sir. And he looks at Callahan.
Hi, I'm Callahan Dirge, and I go in for a handshake, really appropriate.
He looks very uncomfortable. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Beat them all. I would start sweating.
Emrys is like, oh my god.
Yep. All right. As you do this, he just steps back and wipes his hand with the cloth. Oh, very well, sir.
Callahan hears in his head. Callahan, it may be wise for you to perhaps consider not speaking unless spoken to.
Why? He just says
Well,
that out loud. Just panicking.
You seem somewhat unfamiliar with this situation. Perhaps social situations are not your forte.
I believe what Emrys is trying to say is that with someone as perceptive as you are...
Emrys is saying this in Callahan's head. Sorry.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry. Callahan's just responding.
Yeah, Callahan is just. Yeah, he is just talking very loudly.
If your man catches my, I'm like, oh, I'm communicating with Maul right now, and I gesture towards the script.
May I announce you then?
Yes, of course. Please go ahead.
Very well, very well. And he turns around and the doors open and you see before you this crowd that has gathered. You see in the distance a throne with two smaller ones on either side. Sitting on one of the thrones is a man, older gentleman, dressed in green and gold. Seems to be the colors of his house. As the woman sitting next to him also wears green and gold. He seems to be rather bored, but focused. The woman seems to be rather bored and unfocused. Also, quite a few years younger than him. To his side, you see a brutish, large man in darkish armor, just standing there, almost like a statue. For a moment, you actually think it's a statue. It's just a suit of armor, but then he moves his head slightly. You also look and you see several other guests chatting, talking amongst themselves, just having a good time until the doors opened and most of them stopped and looked at the new arrivals. It's always a good show. You see next to the door is a woman who is actually wearing armor and 2 rapiers on her belt. She is leaning against a wall and glaring at pretty much anything that enters her field of vision. You see Sir Arthur Dane with 3 women chatting happily with them. And Callahan, you spot in the corner a man that you actually recognize as Yoru Sulfur, who sees you. He straightens up his back and gives you a smirk. At this moment, the announcer clears his throat and goes, "Presenting!" and turns around and points with his hand just majestically as he can. Emerus Olwen Callahan. Yes, sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to say, Emery's like confidently kind of steps into the room, a little bit kind of like, showing off a little bit, just as their name is announced.
Mm-hmm. As you do that, you actually see Arthur raises his hand just to pause the conversation, and he looks and he laughs and gives a small tap and a nod, entertained by your appearance. The announcer continues with the Kyoho Ki Kyun Kyoho Kyunga.
Kyoho's going to sigh, rub the bridge of her nose.
All right. He looks at you like almost like I'm so sorry, but then continues. Callahan Dirge.
So with Callahan's passive perception, can I spot the richest person in the room? Most outwardly richest.
I'm going to say that you see the Duke, and he seems pretty well off. The guy on the throne, you know.
The guy on the throne whose house we're in sounds
Yeah.
like a pretty good bet.
Anyone other than the guy who I don't want to ask money off of.
I mean, Arthur is pretty well dressed, and yeah, you do see there's also another gentleman who seems to be wearing several golden rings and whatnot.
I'll pick out the other gentleman because Arthur Dane is a piece of shit. Can I hit him up with? Have you ever seen Dogma? With Buddy Christ.
Buddy Christ.
No. I am interested now.
This can I hit him up with the old Buddy Christ?
Yeah, just the point. Yeah, Buddy Christ. Okay, yeah.
Kind of like finger guns.
Yeah,
Like,
just
hey,
finger guns.
Finger gun and a thumbs up towards the rich guy, be like, "Hey!"
And a wink.
and a wink. We're reinventing the Church of Mall, guys. Let's go.
Okay,
Here.
and he sees you, and he looks very confused. Looks at the woman next to him, then looks at his. Is he pointing to me? Why is he pointing at me? What did I do? What's going on? Very confused. He continues. Turns to the dwarf. Terry, just Terry.
Yeah, good job. There says very abruptly.
You will all notice as you enter. Just there. You will all notice this whole time Arthur is having a blast. He's chuckling. He's pointing, just talking to the other women, and then the announcer goes, "And Demir Volchnik," and immediately you all see
yeah.
the smile disappear.
I was about to say, as Demir walks in, very kind of like Emrys, kind of like elegantly, Demir is very carefully kind of looking at Arthur to see what his reaction is to his last name.
You do
And
see,
his,
as you're looking at him, then you see Arthur. His smile fades, and his one good eye focusing completely on the mirror. What used to be
Demir gives the most awkward smile.
yeah, what used to be eyes that only focus on pretty women like Yoho, now he is death glaring at the mirror. Everyone,
Yoho's lucky, I guess.
you all enter, and there are some people that observe you, and you all start seeing several men, but mostly the women, talk amongst each other, looking at all of you. Mostly Callahan, also looking at Emerus and Terry, and then at the mirror. Finally on Kyoho. There is some pointing, there's some chuckling and laughing. Some entertained looks. You get the sense that they view you more as entertainment than other guests. But in that moment, the Duke, he calls out, "You are all welcome to the ball. Make yourselves at home." You actually notice, for a moment, everyone looks away from you, respectfully. And the Duke just signals for you to enter.
Emrys gives a kind of polite bow to the Duke. And then
Demir follows suit.
Yeah, so does Terry.
Kilho will give a bow as well.
Mm-hmm. He he doesn't bow or anything back, but he or even nod, but you do see a look of acknowledgement until you all are inside and you are technically allowed to mingle with the guests. You do see there are doors in this direction. Two doors that lead to outside. One of them is open, yet this one is closed. This one is open, and you do see that there are people outside walking about and talking as well. Once you go in, you from this angle now you see there is another woman that is leaning against. She seems to be the only woman who was alone. And she is keeping to herself. She has a glass wine, and you do see servers that walk around with trays full of wine and little bites to eat. Drinks are offered to you. Do you take it? Do you take
I
drinks?
brought my own.
Emery's
Yeah, I
got
take
his
one.
drink.
Okay. Mir, Callahan?
I'm just
The
gonna
mirror
see
takes it, but doesn't drink it. He's doing the whole like, if I'm just holding the red solo cup, no one will ask me if I need anything.
I didn't change any of my prepared spells, so I don't have detect poison in it.
Oops.
So I'll leave it.
Okay. So you walk around. You start. Well, you do see Arthur looking at the mirror, and he actually breaks away from the women and walks right up to you. You guys are all inside.
Goodness. Oh, I knew this was coming
Oh,
as soon
shit.
as I said my last name.
And you see him just walk immediately towards the mirror. As the woman next to you, talking to another man, she was going to say something to him, and Arthur just ignores her. And the mirror, you see this man with a limp walk over towards you, and he stops about 3 feet from you, and you see him reach out with his hands and adjust your collar. Volshnik.
Yes. How are you doing, Arthur? Sir Arthur, Sir Arthur Dane. I'm not sure how you.
Shut up. And you feel him pull you slightly down as if to lower your standing because you're way taller than him. You feel him pull you slightly down. Your master? What was her name?
I think you cut off, or I couldn't hear you. What'd you say?
He said,
What were you saying?
your master? What was her name?
I think that you must probably already know.
Say
based
it!
Are you quite Ilya Volshnik?
Everyone looks towards Arthur as he starts laughing, and he's still holding on with one hand here. Ah, oh, the coincidence are beautiful. Oh, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I was merely having a wonderful conversation with my friends over here. Ah, will you all join me outside right now? He's looking at you.
Emery's is kind of looking a little bit tense, seeing him acting so strangely hostile towards towards Demir. Does Emery's know why?
Okay.
This is happening?
You might. Okay. Emerus, roll an intelligence.
I would like to also point out that if someone remembers it, the what's his name? The guy who's
Yoru?
also here at the party. Yulcifer.
Yeah,
After
Yoru
they took
Silver.
down Sketch, Yulcifer offered. If anyone remembers that, he offered information about the wizard Volshnik to Demir, and he declined the offer.
Yeah. So now that you heard Emerus, now that you heard the
Emery's got another nat 20.
now that you heard the full name Emerus, Ilya Volshnik, you remember something. There was another colleague of Albion, a halfling called Ilya Volshnik. She was called the Arch-Conjurer, specializing in conjuration magic, and a fellow researcher that Albion called on several times. And your memory triggers that something happened that Master Albion was not very pleased, because this Ilya stole Albion's research not long ago. It was a couple of years ago, so it was fairly recent. Albion has been searching for her until you left, and you actually have the idea that his trip to Walgate before you left was part of this, because he was not happy. Not happy.
Would I? Because I knew that I knew that Sir Frick over here did not like my master very much. Would I have known about like my master's beef with Albion previously, or
Ilya never told you about having stolen anything. But you do know that she has been keeping in self-exile from all other researchers for some reason that she didn't want to disclose. You also know that, strangely, for an arch-abjurer, she had a lot of information. For an arch-conjurer, she had a lot of information on abjuration magic.
I just thought that she wanted to know all this information better to help train her student.
Obviously. So as he turns around and starts walking, you do see he doesn't let go of Demir's clothes as if leading him. Do you follow?
Rand just loves to grab Demir by the collar with his NPCs.
I'm sorry, but it
Kieran's
fits.
not the one in danger here. Also, when Emrys realizes this, Demir will hear in his head, my apologies for contacting you this way, Demir, but I have just realized that if Albion were to find me, I may not be the only one in danger.
I guess that's two arch wizards that might be a little more than upset than with my master. To be completely frank, I don't even know. I know that her relationships were strained with some of her colleagues, but this is a bit unexpected. Just keeps getting pulled.
Yeah,
It even interrupts his internal thoughts as he's just like, yeah.
Yeah, he can't think properly.
Emrys just kind of nods and follows along.
I'm imagining that Kyoho is like fucking magic people.
Yeah. I do have a question real quick. Does this armed lady look like she's a guard of some sort?
She seems to be wearing the same colors as the other guards, but she has different armor, and seems to be giving. She clearly has a position of authority over the others.
All right. Okay. I'll just keep that in mind.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay.
At a bit of a distance. I'll let the party.
So you all go outside, led by Arthur, as you all follow him. And actually, as you go, he signals to this woman, and she smiles at him. He does this woman. She smiles at him. He does this small gesture with his hand, and she straightens up and starts just walking away, almost robotically.
Does it seem like okay? So like robotically, as if he like.
Oh, he casts something. He definitely casts something. So you move there. as you do see, there is a passageway here. There we go. Yeah. So
Okay. We are within line of sight of these guards.
they are down the stairs, so they can't actually see you.
I assume they would also be looking, the other way anyway. So.
Yeah, yeah, they're looking the other way. There we go, and there we go, there we go. See, I.
Well,
They're looking the other way,
it's not
literally.
like all the other guards in the building are also looking inward, but let's just, not
Are you
focus on that.
are you gonna keep bringing that shit up?
Not at all. Please continue, great DM.
Okay, good. So as you reach the outside and reach that corner, he finally lets go of Demir's collar, and he walks a few steps back and goes. He literally moves his hands to his face and rubs his face. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. So, how is it that Albion's apparent apprentice is in a party with an apprentice of that bitch Ilya?
Demir just takes a step forward and just glares at him.
Oh my word! I'm flabbergasted by all these coincidences. This is beautiful. This is much better than I expected. Amaris, you brought me something amazing. Demir, how's the whore? Is she dead yet?
You watch your tongue, you misogynistic prick.
He smiles at you the whole time. Careful.
Emrys just steps forward. Now, we wouldn't want things becoming out of hand. We're at a party.
Out of hand. Keep your dog on a leash and nothing will be going out of hand. Sorry, I am adoring this. I am adoring this. So long I've been searching for that bitch after she stole precious documents from me, from Albion, from Keira. She really outdid herself. Where has she been hiding? I assume Walgate, since you are, that.
So before I answer, can I do some sort of check to see if I recognize the name Keira?
Yes, roll history. 18, alright. Keira, you've heard the name before. It's also another archmage. Archdiviner Keira. And you also remember a lot of information on divination as well. Your master has a lot of information on stuff that wasn't conjuration. You remember that.
Just very well versed and educated.
Yes. Yeah. Where has she been hiding, Walgate, I assume? Because of, it points at you.
I assure you that if I knew where my master was, we wouldn't be here now.
Well, if my plan went well, then she's probably 6 feet under. But, well, either way.
For someone who seems to be so puzzled by her. I assure you that whatever sort of plan you had for her would have been able to outmatch someone who has clearly gotten the better of you before.
Gotten the better of me. If by that you mean the bitch went into my home while I was away, cowardly stole documents that did not belong to her, and then hid like a rat for 2 years, then yes, I suppose caught the better of me is the right word. Oh,
Well,
God.
last time I saw her, I do know that she had both eyes intact.
And he points at you, and you see him cast a spell.
I'm gonna counter magic or counter spell.
Okay,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a higher level spell. So
I imagine it is.
you're gonna have to roll. It is a straight intelligence check because you haven't reached 6th level where you gain the bonuses.
I'm gonna use my hero points to roll
Okay,
that.
use that hero point. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Nice.
you see him mutter a few words and points at you. And then you all see the mirror as magic starts to appear in his hands, on Arthur's hands, a magic inscription floating in the air. The mirror flicks his hands, and the inscription shatters like glass and breaks. And for the first time, you see Arthur very surprised, very uncomfortable as he looks at his own hand. Oh my. Oh, that whore taught you well. She did. Don't worry, I wasn't going to harm you. Ah,
May I remind you that this is a party, and most importantly, that Demir is not his master. We have come here by your invitation, and we hope that we can continue to be well hosted.
quite.
And I understand that Demir's master has slighted both you and my own master.
Oh, that is a word you can use, yes.
However, I do not believe that acting so harshly to one who may have information of use to you would be wise. I'm sure that if we could come to some arrangement, as we both are hoping, then we may both benefit.
Yes. Well, you're right. You're right.
Thank you.
Now, as we discussed, I wish to know why your master wants you so badly, Amaris. Do you know what it might be? What reason there might be?
If I'm speaking truthfully, I do not know the exact reason. When I was brought on as an apprentice, I was under the assumption it was merely as an apprentice, and I was taught for many years under that impression. But these powers that I have are not the result of Master Albion's teaching.
Hmm.
They have come from elsewhere.
Well,
And it's possible that whatever interest he has in me, maybe because he knew somehow that I had such potential.
I have a deal then. I will study you You will come to my manor, and I will study you for however long I need to unlock whatever Albion wants in you. You allow me to study you as however I wish. In return, I will give you a trinket of mine. It will keep all manner of divination away from you. Albion will not find you, and when he comes knocking on my door, I will simply say you never showed up.
I see. And these, what you wish to learn from me, would it require me to stay by you at all times, or would I be allowed my own freedoms?
Some freedoms. It won't take long, I assume. You are not a tough nut to crack. I assume. But whatever it might be, if Albion wants it, I want it.
Then I accept.
Good. However, that only covers your protection for the time being while I study you. Unfortunately, I have learned of new information, and it looks towards the mirror, that I greatly, greatly wish to inquire about. My... How should I call you? Demir, was it? Demir... Rechnik, whatever. You will tell me where your master hid my research.
I didn't even know that she stole from you. And like I said, if I knew where my master was, I wouldn't be here with you right now.
Then I have something that will allow me to find her. But I need you. If you agree to this, I will make sure Albion never finds you, Emerus, ever again.
And that he does not find Demir, for
Sure.
as you have shown us, those who have been stolen from by Demir's master will not take kindly to Demir at
I
first.
do
I'm
not
sure that
care about this Oni in the end. I do not care about his ugly face. I do not care about anything. I do not care about him. He aggravated me, that is true, but in the end, if his actions help me find his master, then he could live anywhere. I would not give a shit. But I need to find his master. Will you help me, Demir?
Here's just gonna kind of just keep staring him.
we have
I would.
the rest of this night in order to come to our agreements. As Demir has just said, he was not even aware that his master had stolen from you. So perhaps we're already here. The night is long. We could take our time to discuss and decide.
You know what? I do wish to enjoy the party. So go, eat, drink, mingle, be merry. And by the end of the night, I want an answer, Demir, my dear. And he walks past you, and you see him reach out to tap you on the cheek, playfully. And then he just walks past. Do not leave the party before I get an answer. And he walks inside. And this is a good place to stop because it is midnight.
Mhm.
And
I gotta go.
Yep.
Get dinner.
Go get dinner. And yeah.
The only thing harder in D&D than combat, social interaction.
We have a lot of social interaction compared to combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind.
No, I love it. This was awesome. This was a really, really fun session.
Well,
Learning some very fun things about Demir too. And his
as soon as I gave my full name, I was like, "Oh shit!" Right.
Yep. I was when you met Arthur, I was waiting for the moment where you would tell him your full name. I was waiting for that moment. You never did. I was like, good lad. Good lad.
Yeah, Demir doesn't need anything from Arthur now. He doesn't need any help. So,
well, now I'm gonna find someone real quick to raid. I hope you enjoyed the session.
It was a fun session.
Thank you.
Well,
It was.
Hopefully, Demir's starting to feel better about the party because they feel bad about the thing that they did, what with the dragon attack and the murder.
and the mass destruction.
yes. Well,
Really, though?
there were some nice apologies made, by the way. Just
There
want
was
to say.
also, we were all worried about Kyoho, but right at the end there,
Yeah.
Arthur just called Demir dear and tapped him on the cheek.
Well,
Maybe he just likes Onis. Who knows?
yeah. I mean, he's
Like I
hyper
said
focused.
in the
Yeah,
party chat,
Um,
I can go in to try and cut his hands at any time. Just give me the word.
David earlier, proved to us just what a handsome specimen Demir is. Even Arthur can't keep himself away.
With a face only a mother and apparently an archwizard could love.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to try harder to get his attention, Callahan.
And a friendly Taylor.
All right, guys. I'm gonna raid. One bad roll. They seem to be playing D&D, and
Okay.
just say hello. Let's not be super disruptive, so we don't disrupt their game. And let's go raid them and have some fun. Thank you, anyone that was listening. Thank you for sticking around, and thank you to my players, my wonderful, wonderful players. I love you guys very, very much. And
This is a lot of fun.
yeah. Good night, and be good.
Good night.
All right.